it's time for another retro review. This time, it's Capcom's Super Nintendo masterpiece, Mega Man X. Damn, I love this game. Now I'm sure that most of you have played at least one Mega Man game in your life and are familiar with the concept, and if you have never played a Mega Man game before, then just hand over your gamer card right now. You should be ashamed of yourself. Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, play at least one Mega Man game. Anyway, there are countless reasons why Mega Man X is one of the greatest action games ever made. I'd put it right up there with Contra 3 and Super Metroid as one of the top 10 greatest action games on the Super Nintendo. The original Mega Man games pushed the NES to its limits in the late 80s through the mid 90s, and Mega Man X pushed the Super Nintendo to its limits in 93. Aside from being a totally new series, it never forgets its roots. X still manages to carry the series' trademark of beautiful graphics, excellent music, and amazing level design, while also managing to reinvent the series with new power-ups, bigger levels, and a greater emphasis on exploration and platforming. As I mentioned before, if you ever played a Mega Man game, then you're already familiar with the concept. There are 8 stages, each with a boss to fight, and when you destroy the boss, you take his power and you use it against another boss. A lot of the game's challenge comes from the Robot Masters themselves. I mean, there's no linear progression like any of the other Mega Man games before it, and you have the freedom to choose in which order you'll fight the boss. But, just like the other Mega Man games, there is sort of a prearranged path that you should follow. Should you go up against a difficult boss with nothing but your X-Buster and hold out for the best? Or do you go fight a different boss and use his power against him? There's no real right or wrong way to play X. I mean, if you think about it, playing the game at your own pace helps to develop your own difficulty. And once you've gotten used to playing it a few times, you have the freedom to go back and play it in any order you want. But again, just like with the previous Mega Man games, knowing which boss to fight and which weapon to use against that boss can change the order of the game, making some boss battles either ridiculously hard or stupid easy. And this goes without saying, but if you want to win, then you had better fight hard. Like I said earlier, even though X managed to keep things familiar, it wasn't afraid to reinvent the series with a multitude of enhancements, all of which just managed to enhance the experience of the game in nearly every way possible. Aside from collecting the powers of bosses you've beaten, you also have to collect upgrades that will permanently strengthen X's abilities. Find all the upgrades, and soon you'll be able to move faster, break through obstacles, take fewer hits, and deal out some heavy damage from your Buster Cannon. But one of the best improvements that Capcom made with this new series was the inclusion of the wall grapple mechanic. This new move makes it so much easier to make your jumps and can save your life if you undershoot your landing. Another thing you'll notice about X is that it has a sort of Metroid Zelda vibe to it. You'll remember that in most Zelda and Metroid games, especially Metroid games, your success is contingent upon making sure that your character is strong enough for the challenges that lie ahead, and that your success is also contingent upon how many enhancements and special items you can find for your character. Just like with Super Metroid, half the fun of playing Mega Man X is finding everything you need to become more powerful. And just like with Super Metroid, you really need to search every part of the level to find your upgrades. I don't know about you guys, but I'd argue that X did too much of a good job hiding its items and enhancements. Just take my word for it. If you want to find everything in this game, you better look up a strategy guide online, or start getting creative and search every nook and cranny of each stage. Now, aside from the new gameplay mechanics, the game's beautiful and impressive graphical presentation are among the best to ever grace what's possibly the greatest video game system of all time. All the sprites and character animations look great. I don't have much more to say about the visuals, other than that Capcom was able to push the Super Nintendo to its limits with X, the same way as they did with the original Mega Man games on the NES. I don't think I need to tell you guys that great music has always been a staple of every Mega Man game. So, does X deliver in the soundtrack department? What, are you kidding me? Of course it does. Capcom went the extra mile to create an amazing soundtrack that, just like the previous entries, is beautiful, memorable, and just so freaking awesome. Now, in terms of things that I didn't like about this game, I really only have 2 issues with it. The first issue I have is that while some of the items are well hidden, Some of the jumps you have to make in order to get them are just ridiculous and can be a major pain sometimes. My other complaint is with the game's password system. Don't get me wrong, the passwords do save all your items, weapons, and upgrades that you've earned so far. But they don't save any extra lives you've earned or any of the energy you have stored in your sub-tanks. The final stages of the game are understandably the hardest, and to get through those stages, you're going to need every bit of help you can get. But since the passwords don't save any extra free guys or spare energy that you've collected, you're going to need to ration and farm what you need from the respawning enemies in the area. But to be fair, you do get unlimited continues and you do get to start on whatever final stage that you died on. So it's pretty fair in that department. And those are my only two gripes with this game. Aside from these two problems, X is still a must-play and a true Super Nintendo masterpiece. And that's about all the time we have for now. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.